Congratulations to Monroe's Matt Mahalak. The Carolina Hurricanes picked Matt in the 6th round of this weekend's NHL draft. The goalie played last year with Plymouth and will likely play 2 more years in the Ontario Hockey League before moving on. So it is quite a process. Now he'll report to Carolina's rookie camp on July 9th. But first, he's in the house as we go one-on-one. Matt, it's been a busy week. Obviously NHL. It's always been your dream to play in the NHL. What's it like knowing that that you're close to doing that? I know it's a long ways. I know there's a lot of steps, and there's still a lot of hockey left before you make it. But what's it like knowing that?
It's unbelievable. Just this is only one step, in a long process. But it's the first step's always the biggest, I guess. And being drafted and everything is. It's the first step to achieving the dream of playing in the NHL, and just the fact that I'm so close now, it makes me want to work that much harder just to keep the dream alive.
Talk to me about how you got into hockey.
I got into hockey. My brother and I, when the rink opened in Monroe, it was just kind of an ad in the paper, and my mom was like, "Hey, you guys want to try this?" I said, "Yeah." We were big Red Wing fans and everything. We would go to Red Wing games, so. It just seemed like a good idea, and my aunt bought me my first pair of skates, and just got on the ice and loved it, and just kind of been playing ever since.
Did they put you in goal right away? Because I put the little guy in goal, and the little brother could be in goal. I mean, how did that work out?
Kind of. It was just with the teams in Monroe, there weren't a lot of players. We had ages 4 or 5 year difference in age groups for kids all on the same team. And there weren't a lot of goalies to be spread around, so when it was my turn, to put on the pads, I guess my brother would just kind of, urge me to stay in net so he wouldn't have to, and no one else really wanted to, and I was pretty good, and we won when I was in net, so we just tried to keep that going, and it just stuck.
Do you like it? I mean, what's it like getting slap shots hit at you, 90 miles an hour plus?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a very unique position. It's it's almost like being you compare it to being a pitcher in baseball or anything along those lines. Goaltenders can really dominate a game, or they can lose you a game. Your team can play great, and if you let in some bad goals, you can blow it.
Yeah, we saw Luongo in the Stanley Cup.
Right, Luongo, the game 1, he has a shutout and wins the game for his team. But in other games, he lets in bad goals, and and it doesn't end up the way your team wants it to. So it's one of those positions where it's always interesting. You need someone strong back there. If your team wants to have success.
You're 18 years old. You bounced around playing in different hockey leagues. You're coming off a good season at Plymouth. What was that like?
It was definitely a roller coaster ride in Plymouth this year. It was the 2nd round draft pick there, a couple years ago, and came into the season with a lot of confidence and thinking I was going to do very well. And the first couple games of the year kind of got shelled. And
it was a wake-up call,
yeah, a little bit of a wake-up call early on in the year, and I realized I haven't made it anywhere yet. I need to keep working, and I just kept at it and kept my work ethic high in the first half of the season, and just kept improving. Tried to improve every day and learn all I could, and in the second half of the year it really paid off, and and I'm trying to keep that going so I can keep improving, and next year be even better.
Who are some of your idols growing up, hockey-wise?
I was always just a big Red Wings fan, so any goalie that played for them. Ozzie was always huge. Right now, Jimmy Howard, and I've always been a fan of actually Roberto Luongo. So I think we have very similar styles.
Is it harder because you are bigger? You're a taller guy. Is it harder to play goal?
No, it's definitely a positive. Some people think, well, it's harder to get down or to move around when you're so big, but it's definitely a positive. You can take up so much more net, and the ability, all the goalies now that are big are also mobile, and if you can have that quickness and mobility as a big guy, that's the total package, and that's what any team's looking for.
When you look at hockey as a sport, and you look at some of the other sports, and you go, okay, in this part of the country it's huge, but in other parts it's different. What do you kind of emphasis as a kid did you put on hockey? Were you strictly hockey, or did you play baseball and football and basketball, some of the other sports, or how did that work out for you?
I fell in love with hockey, from day one, and it's kind of all I really wanted to do. I didn't have much desire to play other sports. I did, play a little bit of basketball and a little bit of school sports, and those were really just activities, though. They weren't really something that I put high emphasis on. Anything I did, I kind of used it as, hey, this will probably make me a little bit better at hockey, so I might as well do it. So it was kind of that sort of thing, and I just, fell in love with hockey, from day one.
Is it something that you play year-round, or you said you pretty much get the summers off and you work out off the ice as well?
Well, it's definitely turned into a year-round sport, even though, you don't have games in the summertime. Our season goes from August, I guess, to April-ish, and but the summertime is your only time to really, improve off the ice, and you have to take advantage of it.
What kind of stuff do you do? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what kind of stuff do you do off the ice?
Everything. We'll do lots of weight room, lots of conditioning, running, mostly speed and agility. Especially for a goaltender, you want to maintain. I personally do a lot of yoga and things like that to stay. You want to stay very flexible.
Well, Matt, congratulations. We wish you the best of luck. Someday we're going to see you in the NHL. That's your goal, right?
Yes, sir.